Well, Europe celebrated long into the night after completing a stunning 16.5 to 11.5 points win over the USA in the Ryder Cup in Rome.
Well, we can go live to the Italian capital now and speak to our reporter, Dharmesh. Dharmesh, I know there will be some sore heads this morning, but not from you and not from the man alongside you.
Yeah, Tom, welcome along to the hotel that Team Europe and Team USA were staying in the morning after an incredible single Sunday. And I'm joined by two very special guests, actually. First of all, the Ryder Cup and the man who masterminded Team Europe's victory, Luke Donald. Luke, congratulations, first of all, and congratulations on looking so fresh. Quiet night, was it?
Not exactly. A few hours of sleep, but no, we celebrated like we should have. It was a fun night, celebrating with the teammates, with friends, and with family, and yeah, memories that will stay with us forever.
We've seen a social media post that Tyrrell Hatton was the last man standing. Did you push him close?
I think he was the last man standing, but my memory was a bit foggy too, to be honest. So. You know, it wouldn't surprise me, though. I think I saw Tyrrell, but once I was leaving about 5 a.m., I think, this morning.
What are the overriding emotions now, just a few hours on after that victory?
Yeah, still sinking in. You know, this has been a long process, a long journey. I'm so glad it ended up like it did. It was just an amazing week with sharing these with my teammates and the staff and the families and the wives and the partners and just everyone. I mean, it was just a really, really fun week that, again, will stay with me forever.
Your phone must be going crazy with all the messages. Can you just give us an insight into who's been messaging you and what kind of messages they've been sending?
Yeah, lots of friends and family and past captains and players, and got one from Jose Mourinho. He had a nice victory, I think, last night here in Rome. So, you know, just amazing yeah, my phone was blowing up. I haven't even looked at all of them, to be honest. I wanted to enjoy the night last night, and I'll certainly get back to replying to those soon.
Has he handed over the mantle now? Are you the special one?
The special one, I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm 1 for 1, let's put it that way.
You mentioned that, you're 1 from 1 as captain of this team, you're 4 from 4 as a player. Can you give us an idea of how the feelings compare?
Totally different, to be honest. You know, to be in charge of the 12 guys is a big responsibility, big privilege, and I felt very honoured to do it. And you know, different as a player. You play sort of in your own bubble, in your own mindset. You enjoy the team aspect of it, and you enjoy the team environment. But as captain, this was a long process, a 14-month process, and glad that this little gold trophy is sitting in front of us.
Yeah, you mentioned you've won Ryder Cups as a player. You've won on the PGA Tour, the European Tour. You've been world #1. Does this eclipse it all?
It does, because, again, you're playing for something way more than yourself. You know, I think that's what makes it special. I think we all have this sort of need to belong, to be a part of something special, and a culture and environment that where we can all come together and share our talents, and that's what the Ryder Cup is about, really, and you're sharing it with your friends and your family as well. And yeah, it was just a special week, and it hasn't really sunk in yet. It really hasn't. I'll look back, I'm sure, over the coming days and weeks and months, and probably write down stuff that, you know, that comes back to me about what was so special about this week. But yeah, just it was amazing.
Here's a question you won't have heard since you've won the Ryder Cup, Luke. The players are saying there's only one choice for captain in 2 years in New York. You. Do you want it?
Well, obviously, I appreciate that from the players. We had a great week together. It is a long process. This is not an easy job, and I certainly haven't given it really any thought yet. It's something I would have to sit down and think about. But yeah, of course, I would consider it. But again, I'm trying to enjoy this moment right now, enjoy this victory, and then we'll see what happens in the future.
Because I just want to pick up on something that Rory had said in the news conference. The most difficult thing now is to go over there and win this famous trophy. Surely you want to have a crack at that.
Well, I've done pretty well this one. You know, maybe I go out leaving as a legacy as a winning Ryder Cup captain and not risk that legacy. But yeah, New York, obviously going over there and in New York, which would be a real cauldron. I mean, those fans are extremely passionate. It would be a tough environment, a really, really tough environment. And if I was to do this job and I was to go over there and win, that would be some accomplishment for sure.
You just preempted my next question, actually, because you're talking about how much of a cauldron it would be. There's always passion, and you've talked about how passionate this rivalry is between the two teams. There's a needle over this weekend as well. We can't deny that. It's going to go to a different level when it's in New York, isn't it?
It's always difficult to play away. You know, I think, you know, the US found that. You know, we had a great energy in the crowd. The crowd were behind us, and we fed off that. And when you don't have that, you've got to find energy somewhere else. And yeah, obviously the New York crowd is a tough one. They're very passionate. They love their sport, and they're very patriotic for sure. And they will be loud, and they will be boisterous, to say the least. But again, I'm trying to enjoy this moment right now. That's time for the talk for the future.
Final question to you, Luke. If you could bottle one moment, one emotion from the past week, what would it be?
Just our unity, you know, our coming together. It's like I was so proud of the guys after day one on Friday. Every single player had contributed something towards the team in terms of points. You know, that was kind of my main goal, was to make sure that the whole all 12 players felt like they belonged. There was no real hierarchy. We were just there on a mission to try and win back the Ryder Cup, and we did it.
You certainly did. Luke Donald, Team Europe winning captain, thank you very much. I'm going to leave you with our first special guest, and that is, of course, the Ryder Cup itself, and it is once again in the hands of Team Europe.
Let's go. Magnificent. Dharmesh, thank you. Great to hear from Luke Donald.